What is up, everybody? Pedro Millan here with another video. If you guys have never seen any of my videos, my name is Pedro Millan. I literally just said that anyway. I have two social media marketing agencies that make multiple six figures every single year. I have literally more than 68 million views since I started my business, which was 2 years ago, 100 appointments booked, and we actually won a Grammy in literally 2025, which is actually awesome. Shout out to Sakai Kurtz. Anyway, but in today's video, I'm telling you, you're going to be a content creator in 2026 and you're going full time, because to be honest with you, you have nothing to lose. And in this video, I'm basically going to be giving you a 12-month plan to go full-time as a content creator in 2026. And I know you think that you're probably late because of the algorithm, or you think everything else is cooked and everybody already picked their niche, but the creator economy is still wide open. And you don't have to have a plan yet in place, or such a structured plan in order to turn your content into money. And like, it's just so easy. So let's just get into it. So the first thing that I want to address is more so than anything else, and I've literally said this on my channel a bunch of times actually, is that you don't have a content problem. Most people watching videos like this don't actually have a content problem. You basically have an identity problem and a business problem. You're basically overthinking gear, you're overthinking niches, you're overthinking should I post on every platform, and meanwhile you have no clear person you're talking to, no simple offer, no system to post consistently, and no plan to ever quit your job, whatever that be, whether it be construction, working as a tax accountant, whatever, it doesn't matter. So this 12-month plan is split into 4 quarters, right? Just like every single year. So like in 3-month periods. So it's basically surrounding your whole quarter around these 3 things, right? So it's who you are online, how you make money, and the system that let you post a lot without burning out, because literally 2026 is a volume game more so than anything else. So first quarter, let's say like in the first 3 months, like we're in January right now as we're recording this, and in January, February, and March, right, you're basically going to start posting and building a foundation and making sure that step 1 is just starting to post with a simple system. So step 1 is essentially the same. You just basically have to start posting. That's it. Not with a 40-page content strategy. All you need is just a minimal viable system, if that makes sense. So you pick one platform. For me, that would be YouTube, obviously, because literally YouTube pays the most on top of average viewer duration and viewership in general. And then on top of that, it's like the most loyal audience that you could probably get online in comparison to everything. Like Instagram is cooked, TikTok is cooked, so you might as well just stick onto YouTube. However, if you want to do short form, you can do that as well. From there, you're going to pick 2 talking head videos per week, right? They can be like 5 to 10 minutes, and essentially chop those into 2 to 4 shorts every single week, okay? And you're essentially going to repost those shorts onto TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts on a scheduler. That's it. No fancy B-roll, no perfect studio, no perfect audio, no trending audio. The best camera is the one that you have access to, which is probably your phone, so you're only going to be using that. And if you say that, oh, I don't have time, I can't do this, that, and the third, my job, well, here's the truth. 2026, like I said before, is a volume game. You basically win by using the time in between tasks, or the times that you have available between meetings, before work, after the gym, in the car, parked, on walks, greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it. I keep using that reference in all of my videos, but you basically do this in order to knock out 30 to 60 second videos, or 5 to 10 minutes. If you can do that in your car, then you're pretty much set for 2026, to be quite honest with you. So once you understand what you got to do, you got step 2, the rule of 1, right? Now, the fastest way to get stuck is try to help everybody, right? More so than anything else. So in Q1, I want you to follow what I call the rule of 1. Just follow with me, okay? 1 person you're talking to, 1 main problem you're helping them with, 1 home platform, whether that be Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, however you want to do it, 1 simple offer you're essentially moving towards, your content bank, 1 content bank, 1 batching system, and 1 planner to repost everything everywhere. Does that make sense? So literally 1 person, 1 main problem, 1 home platform, 1 simple offer, 1 content bank, 1 batching system, and 1 planner, okay? You can change that later, but however, for the next 90 days, I want you to commit to that rule of 1, and just to write it down. I literally said it twice, so you could have it. And if you need me to say them again, or basically send you like a document or whatever in order to break it down, I can do that. Just let me know in the comments. Anyway, but for the next 90 days, you're essentially going to commit to this system, okay? So instead of, I talk about mindset and vlogging and the gym and gaming and motivation and relationships, you're going to decide. I help creators like myself, let's say for example, if you were using myself as an example, I help creators and small business owners use video content to make money online, right? Or something that you could say would be like, I help 9 to 5 professionals start a content page that doesn't make them cringe. Or, for example, if it were in the fitness industry, I always use the fitness industry as an example because it's so easy to give the examples. It's like, I help moms lose baby weight in 90 days by demonstrating how to do that via my content. Very simple. Or, I help working entrepreneurs stay fit while they handle their tumultuous lives. Very simple, right? That clarity alone will basically help your ideas come out better, and then on top of that, it'll give you an audience that you can actually stick with later on. So now we go to step 3. So you're basically going to set your minimal viable income, okay? So content creation is not just an art, it's essentially an art plus a business, right? It's literally the one thing, or one of the few things that you can actually make an income from that is actually creative. So early on, I need you to know your minimum viable business, or minimum viable income in your business, if that makes sense. It's essentially the smallest amount that you would need from content as far as income is concerned to feel safe leaving your job or reducing your hours, right? I'll give you an example. Like this month alone, going into 2026, I literally got rid of 5 clients. I got rid of 5 clients so I could actually focus on what I'm working on right now. And if you want to learn how to basically create a social media marketing agency like I have to 6 figures in literally less than 90 days, you can click the first link in the description. Otherwise, I decided that I wanted to get rid of 5 different clients overall, so that way I could actually spend more time on this coaching business so I could help more people long term. So it's the same thing with you. Like, you could take less work at your job, take less clients in your original business, take less projects that you're basically doing in order to focus on content creation, because that way you can add up your actual monthly essentials and literally take ownership of the stuff that you have to pay for on a consistent basis, whether it be rent, your mortgage, your food, your basic bills, transportation, debt minimums, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And once you have an income, once you get traction from content creation overall, you can literally use that as the replacement. So essentially you would subtract anything you could cut if you had to flex down. Does that make sense? So your number, or your minimal viable income, is essentially the number is your target, right? And not necessarily your dream, like, oh, 100K subscribers, creator number or whatever. You're essentially going to understand where the heck or how much you're going to get from your creative income, and then any money from content services, affiliate links, et cetera, goes to a bank account that you use, or you can even use a separate bank account, because a lot of people, it depends on what you want to do, right? Like you have a separate bank account, or you can use your actual bank account and separate those 2 finances together. I think that's kind of convoluted. I would rather just put it in the same, so that way you can actually track it better, one place for everything, but that's up to you. But your goal in Q1 is simple. It's essentially to build a posting habit, get clear on who you want to help, start seeing any dollars flow into your creator account, whether it be your bank account that you set for creative services, or your just overall bank account that you use on a consistent basis. Now, Q2, right? So we're talking about, April, May, and June, right? Is essentially turning attention into your first dollars. So step 4 would be start with simple offers, not just brand deals, right? So like if you're brand new, brand deals are not necessarily your first move, unless you're going viral 24/7, like within the first second, and most people aren't, so you might not want to focus on this. So the fastest way to make money with a tiny audience is simple offers. Basically offering something to people within your audience that they can pay you money for, whether it be like a digital product or other services that you could provide, depending on what your skills are. Now, I'm going to essentially give you some ideas that you can frame for your niche, right? So if you know content, for example, like if you know how to make content for other people, you can offer content audits. You can fix their profile via fix your profile sessions. You could do 60-minute like help you plan 30 days of content calls, or basic editing, which a lot of people need actually, or repurposing for business founders, and a bunch of different things, right? Now, if you're an entrepreneur in the fitness space, you could offer obviously personal training, or personal nutrition, or nutrition guides, or a weight loss plan, whatever it is, like literally digital products or services in which that you can literally charge anywhere from like $7 within your product vertical, which I'm not going to talk about in this video. I'll talk about it in a different video, but essentially stuff that you can give to people that will literally cost anywhere from like literally spare minimum $7 to about $150 to start. And you're not necessarily trying to retire from this sort of income that you're getting from content. You're just trying to validate that people will pay you for the things that you know, right? And every time you sell something, it's essentially feedback, right? So this problem matters this problem matters enough for someone to actually invest in solving it. And essentially that feedback will be the guide for your content and give you more views in comparison to just random views that have nothing to do with your audience overall. And then you can basically just use that as a feedback loop. I can't talk on this video. Anyway, step 5 is use affiliate links intelligently, right? While you build those first offers and you basically give a service or a digital product, you want to make sure that you're turning your recommendations into affiliate income, because that's essentially one of the biggest ways that a lot of people can make money with content creation overall. So while you build those offers, just for example, if you're talking about gear, let's say if you're a runner, right? You're talking about gear, you're talking about tools, you're talking about books, you're talking about courses, anything. Awesome, that's great. But only recommend what you actually use. Like using that runner example, is like the shoes that you use, the Go gels that you use, the sweatbands that you use, the I don't know, the petroleum jelly that you use, whatever it is that you use specifically that's associated with that niche, then obviously talk about it, and then just tell people like, hey, by the way, you can use my affiliate link and get a discount and this, that, and whatever. And then at the end of your videos, you can say stuff like, if you see this gear and you actually want to see the gear that like I use specifically for all the stuff that I use, using the running example, like for all my running videos and to film these videos, it's in the description, or you can do a keyword automation depending on where you're basically posting your platforms, being Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. Does that make sense? So it's super low pressure and high value, because if somebody literally goes in, even if it's just one person, and it's a product that's like $100 and you get 2% back, that's still $2, you know what I'm saying? Or $4, 4%. It depends on like places like Amazon. Sometimes you have affiliate compensation rates like 4.5%, which is great. So that's $4.50 for a $100 product, right? So even with a small audience, that's extra income that's literally flowing into your creator account, which is awesome. So now, step 6. So build a tiny lead magnet, right? So this is essentially future-proofing your creative business overall. By the end of quarter 2, I basically want you to have one simple free thing that you can have to download for other people, or people that download from you, if that makes sense. So essentially, in the content creator space, like myself, I created 1,000 viral content examples, in the sense of like videos that people can use on a consistent basis for their business or whatever it is, right? So it was like 100,000 hook bank. It could also be in the content creation space. It could be like 30 video ideas in a PDF, a beginner content checklist, an equipment checklist, or a simple Notion or Google Sheets content tracker, if that makes sense. And that could be literally applied to everything. You just have to think of something that would provide value immediately, like an instant win for your specific niche, whether it be in the fitness niche, the accounting niche, the lawyer niche, doesn't matter. And why? Because every download is someone you can talk off platform, right? So like if an app gets banned, kind of like the social medias that are happening in Australia, shout out to Australia, or your account gets hacked, then you still have a way to reach these people, right? Which is awesome, because then at the end of the day, you're not controlled by the limitations that these platforms are basically putting on you, if that makes sense, right? So we've already seen this happen with Australia, but we don't necessarily know if this is going to happen within the US. The whole TikTok ban was a huge thing back last year in 2025, and all this stuff is literally just like volatile. So you want to make sure that your personal brand is actually safer when it doesn't necessarily live on just one app, if that makes sense. Anyway, now we're going to quarter 3, which is essentially July, August, September. So essentially you're going to tighten the content and increase your volume. So you're gonna audit what worked and what didn't. So now you got like 6 months worth of content, and you have at least a little money coming in, or if anything, you know exactly what works and you don't have necessarily all the money in the world coming in general. This is where most people quit, or they keep doing random stuff. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the opposite. So you're going to study your own data, right? So here's a simple breakdown. You're going to go into your YouTube or Instagram or TikTok analytics or whatever it is that you use, right? And you're going to ask yourself, which videos got the most watch time, not just views? Which topics actually made people comment, save, or DM me? Which videos actually brought in clients or sales or even purchases of the digital product that I was basically making for everybody, right? And you'll basically know very quickly that you'll notice some patterns. Like this type of content hits harder than basically like the other type of content that I'm making. Specific tutorials about this outperform vague motivation posts, or like certain hooks actually keep people on the video longer. And that basically tells you exactly what you need to double down on Q3, right? Is being the 3 months that I said, September, October, November. Or sorry, July, August, September, right? So in this quarter three, we're essentially going to go into step 8, which essentially build one flagship show. Okay, it's like, it's not, we're not an NBC, we're not an SNL, this, that, and the third, whatever. Studios don't think in random posts. However, they do think in shows, and you should too. I'll give you an example. For example, for me, like in the sense of like making money online with content, it would be like making money with content 101, right? So essentially short lessons for beginners, or the content doctor, where essentially where you audit people's profiles, right? Or if I was starting from zero series, right? So like where you'd basically go you'd build a roadmap around niches, offers, and systems, and then essentially you'd pick one flagship series and then commit to it weekly. That becomes part of your identity, and literally anything that you could continuously do for people, especially in your niche, to demonstrate a personal brand of some sort without actually you having to be on camera on a consistent basis and basically say like the most random stuff possible, that becomes part of your identity online, and people know why they're following you. So people will literally come back for the same thing over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, when you have a series and you're starting to post all this different type of content in addition to the series, you'll start to develop a personal brand because people will recognize you. They'll be like, isn't that guy from isn't this person that basically makes videos about this? Isn't this that person, that girl, that gal? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so then from there, you're essentially going to start step 9. By the way, I apologize for all the noises in the thing. I'm basically on my balcony in Puerto Rico. Deal with it, you know what I'm saying? We love the nature. Anyway, step 9 is essentially increase your volume without burning out, right? So essentially, I'm going to tie this into my backlog principle and essentially doing all this stuff in between tasks. The bird just wants to talk, bro. Anyway, by Q3, you should be faster at filming and editing. The reason why I say this is because you literally have like almost 9 months to your advantage, right? So instead of trying to make every single video a masterpiece, I want you to build a backlog. So what you're going to do is you're going to spend 1 day a week filming 5 to 10 short videos, not to post them immediately, but you're essentially going to use the time in between to record like literally everything. Like I said before, like while you're walking, while you're literally hanging out with your girlfriend, like literally all this other stuff in between where you have literally downtime, where you can hit record instead of just doom scroll, right? And then you're going to load everything into a scheduler. You could either do this like 2 weeks ahead or maybe a month ahead. It's up to you, right? But it's to make sure that you have literally a baseline that you can even post on days that you don't even feel like it, right? Because remember, like I said at the beginning of this video, 2026, the game isn't necessarily to post once a week and pray. It's to have clear identity, have clarity, have simple offers, and volume you can sustain, okay? The volume you can sustain is more important than everything else. I'm literally telling you that straight up. Now, once you have all this stuff, right, we're going into Q4, the end of the year. We're talking October, November, December, right? The last 3 months of the year going into 2026. I want you to scale what works and become full-time, right? So step 10 is essentially raising your prices and specialize. So by Q4, you shouldn't be charging the same rates as you did as a beginner, right? I want you to look at which clients or offers drained you. I want you to look at which ones actually paid you well and got you results based upon everything that you're doing. I also want you to think about which ones you actually enjoyed working with, and then kill what's not working. Double down on the offers that are closest to your minimum viable income. I don't know why I can say that. Minimum viable income goal, and then raise your prices by 20%, 10%, 15%. I don't care. Just raise your prices a little that is comfortable for you and for your clients to actually pay for. And this is how you go from side income to actually, this could replace my job, right? Now, step 11. Here's where we get to the nitty gritty, right? Is brand deals as a bonus, not the foundation, okay? If brand deals come in, cool. Treat them like bonus money, not your whole business model, okay? Very simple. Brands are fickle, markets change, your skills, your systems, and your audience do not. They are real assets, okay, that you actually built over the course of a year. I'll give you a simple tip, right? Make a note of dream brands you genuinely use, okay? Create content featuring those things naturally, and then tag them. Okay, and then keep your page looking professional, okay? But remember, a strong personal brand with its own offers will always beat, I pray, a brand emails me one day. Bars. Anyway, just to close out this video overall, that's basically my plan in order for you to come full time. So it's not too late to become a content creator in 2026, okay? It is too late though to be doing it the old way, essentially chasing trends, posting with no identity, waiting for brands to come to you, having zero plan for your income, the 12-month plan looks like this. I'm literally going to recap this. Q1 is essentially you pick your one person, your platform, your problem, start posting messy, and then literally open a creator account in your bank account for the creative business money that comes in, or you could do it in your own bank account. I do it with my own bank account via my business, so that way I know everything where literally that comes in, right? Now Q2, add simple offers like affiliate and your affiliate links and launch one free lead magnet, okay? And then Q3, your audit what worked, build a flagship show, essentially a series, increase your volume with a backlog, and keep doing what you got to do. And then Q4, raising your prices with those offers that you developed in Q2, specialize what you want to actually help with or the people you actually want to help with, and let brands be the bonus on top of everything that you do in your creative business. If you follow this, I swear to God, I swear to God, shout out to Jesus, you're not just a content creator, okay? You're building a personal brand that actually pays you for years. So, if you like this video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like the video and subscribe because I'm literally trying to give everyone in my audience the ability to make content online to make money, just like I have, and it's literally changed my life in the matter of 2 years. So I say this to you, just please like the video, subscribe, you know what to do. And if you have any videos that you want me to make, please put it down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, if you want to learn how to basically turn a social media marketing agency, basically what I did in order to get into a 6-figure income in literally less than 90 days, you can literally click the first link in the description. We have a coaching program, community, and a course that you can basically watch on a consistent basis to actually help you do that. In addition, if you like this video so much and you want to watch something else on my channel, literally YouTube recommended a video to watch right now, so don't stop watching. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one, and happy posting. Peace.